this video, we're going to be tackling one of the peskiest sources of visual clutter and general disorganization in the modern day home. I'm talking about all the cords from our electronics. Not only do they always seem to become a jumbled up mess in the blink of an eye, they can also be a major eyesore in our homes. It doesn't need to be that way though, so in this video, I want to share with you 13 creative ways that you can hide cords and cables in your home for good. So if you've had enough of the mess that comes with cords, then keep watching. Whether you're a renter or homeowner, I've got you covered with practical solutions that you can use to hide and to manage TV cables, computer wires, electronic cords, all the problem spots in your home that can feel overwhelming. Okay, and let's get started with one of the biggest cable problem spots in the home, the TV. That thin black cord that connects your TV to the power outlet is essential, but also incredibly distracting. So 2 easy solutions that I love to be able to just eliminate the visual clutter that those cables cause. Number 1, if you are a homeowner or if you have the ability to drill into walls, is to hide that wire behind a wall. This is my favorite method. It's what we've done. And all you need to do is drill one hole right beside where you have your TV mounted and another a few feet below that where it's going to plug in. Then just like this, you're going to feed the wire through the wall and plug your TV in. And if that seems a bit complicated, trust me, it isn't. We did this a couple of years back. I think it took us a total of 10 minutes to do. So this is a great option. You can find these on Amazon. And actually, all of the items that I mentioned today, I will have links to in the description box, so be sure to check those out. But the one thing to keep in mind with this option is it is not renter friendly. It does involve drilling holes into the wall. So if you're renting, a great alternative that you can consider is to use a cord cover. This is what they look like. They usually come with adhesive tape so you can stick them to the wall. All you have to do is snap them open like this. It's super easy. Then you just feed your wire through like so. Snap it back into place. And you're good to go. You can cut these down to size if this is too long or too short. Then something that I'd recommend doing just to take this one step further is to actually paint it the color of your walls, so it's just going to really naturally blend in. Of course, the TV is a great place to use cord covers like these, but other areas where you might find something like this helpful could be for hiding wires from your desk or areas where there might be an extension cord. There are a lot of different uses for these. It doesn't just have to be for the TV. All right, but then another big cause of cord clutter in our homes is what I like to call the floating cord. This could be from a lamp, some type of device or electronic, but it's essentially a single cord or a handful of cords that are hanging from a table, a dresser, whatever it might be. But basically you can see a visible cord and it just is a little bit distracting. There are a couple easy, very inexpensive options to solve this problem. The first is just to use a cable tie. And all you need to do is to take your cord and align it with the back of the table leg. Then all you need to do is take your zip tie, zip it up, then you're going to cut the little long end right here. Then you'll just need to do that once more at the bottom and instantly your cord is going to become invisible. The great thing about using a zip tie is they are pretty powerful, so you can often hide multiple cords or cables at once using this trick. But if you are only trying to hide one item or you're looking for an option that's going to be truly invisible, something else you can do is just to use tape. This is a great, very flexible option for lighter weight items. It's the exact same idea. You're just going to tape your cord along the back side of the wall so that's essentially invisible. So you can play around with it, figure out which option is going to work best for you. The tape is going to work better with plastic cords. The zip ties are a bit more versatile, but of course you have to worry about cutting them later and potentially painting them if they don't match your table color. But either route you decide to go, these are 2 great options for just being able to hide and to disguise floating cords and cables. Then probably the clutter hotspot that's traditionally irritated me the most is the bedside table. Before we redid our bedroom, we would always just have cords and wires and charging cables scattered about everywhere on the floor. It drove me crazy. On one hand, I understood the practical need to charge our electronic devices, but at the same time, I felt like there had to be a better way. Enter the power station. Turns out there is a better solution to charging your electronics than just having a handful of wires by your bed. This one little device allows me to charge my phone, my watch, and my AirPods all in one place. It's sleek, it's simple, and it hugely cuts down on the amount of cords or wires you need by your bed at night. So a wireless charging station like that can be a great option if there are a number of different electronics that you try to charge at night. There are a lot of different combinations available, so I definitely recommend looking into those. But then another really simple option, if you just have a couple of things to charge at night that you can use instead, is a cord clip. Essentially, these are just small little silicone strips with a little adhesive at the back, so you can attach it to the back of your bed frame or nightstand, whatever is going to be most practical for you. And essentially all that you do is you slide your little cord into place like this, and then you can pull it out as needed, put it away, and then just kind of tuck the rest of the wire behind your bed, inside your nightstand, or wherever it's going to kind of best be hidden. What's great about this solution too is that the cords are very easy to pop in, pop out. So if you're often moving those cords around the house, it can be a very flexible solution that still keeps things simple and streamlined. Okay, but next up, let's talk about the area of our lives that tends to have the most cord clutter, potentially only rivaled by the TV, and that's the desk. And if you're one of those people with multiple monitors and wires just absolutely everywhere, I've got you. Christopher is the exact same way. And one easy solution for this is just to get a wire rack to go beneath your desk. And it's an easy way just to hide all those wires to make it so that they're not visible, but at the same time still keeping everything very easily accessible. Of course, Christopher's rack in particular could probably still benefit from a bit more organization, but it's a great start. Then another great option if you still have plenty of cords that need organizing, but don't need a solution that's quite so heavy duty, or maybe you don't want to drill holes into your desk, is simply to use a cable box like this. And something like this can be a very sleek and subtle organization solution. All you need to do is to place your extension cord inside and then feed any cables through one of the 3 slots that it has on the side. This is going to look very modern, very minimal on your desk, or maybe you want to put it by your TV, on the floor, or wherever you might have a visible extension cord. It's going to really just elevate the look of that area while still being a great solution for being able to hide some of those unsightly cords. So those are some great solutions to specific problem spots in many of our homes. But then I also want to quickly touch on just some general tips and tricks that you can use to hide wires throughout your house. And one of the most simple but also the most powerful hacks is just to hide your cord either behind or beneath a piece of furniture. So you can either run your cord beneath a rug, a couch, a chair, or position a piece of furniture in front of a cord or an outlet that's plugged into the wall so that you just aren't going to see it. That's really what this is all about. We just want to reduce that visual clutter that the cords cause, and if that furniture item was already going to be placed somewhere in your house, why not strategically place it in a way so that it's blocking an outlet? But then I did want to highlight one problem that you might run into if you're using this strategy is if you have, say, a dresser or side table, maybe it's a nightstand, something like that you're trying to use to hide a cord, but there is still kind of that bottom section of it that might be raised from the ground. The cord is still visible. Rather than making it so that your cord is floating on the ground, one thing that you can do is to use little command hooks like this to make it so that you can actually run the cord along the bottom of the piece of furniture so that you don't have any cords hanging on the floor at all, and everything is kind of up, out of sight, and invisible. But then while I have this cord out, another great tip is if there are any cords or cables that you just can't hide no matter what you try, one way that you can just make it so that you can reduce visual clutter in a subtle way is just to make sure that your cord color matches your walls. It won't eliminate the visual clutter completely, but it's going to help to disguise the wire, make it stand out a lot less. Then one fun, kind of out-of-the-box way to manage cords is rather than trying to hide your unwanted cords, try instead making them a feature. One great way to do this is what I've started here. You can just make a gorgeous macrame rope cover. Just take your electronic cords, macrame string, and you're just going to knot by knot create a gorgeous cover for your cord. And if you're new to macrame and like this idea but feels a bit daunting, I will link to a great tutorial in the description box below that you can follow. Trust me, this one is a lot easier than you might think. It can be a really relaxing activity too. That being said, if the boho vibe or macrame just isn't your thing, another great option that I think looks great is you can just take that same type of cord as you would with macrame, put a little dot of hot glue at one end of your cord, then just slowly wrap the macrame string around the cord. And that's going to give a very beautiful and high-end look to any cord. I think really just elevate it so you go from kind of obnoxious, ugly wire to something that's a bit more interesting and becomes a bit more of a feature. Then one last hack that I love for organizing cords, this is something that I do all the time because we all know just how quickly cords and cables can become a tangled up, messy, and just disorganized ball of chaos. Is I'll wrap up my cords in, a little spiral like you typically would. Let me do this now. But then what I like to do is I'll use a little binder clip like this to secure the cord in place. That way nothing's getting tangled up. My cord's going to stay neat and tidy. What I love about these is they're something most of us already have in our home, or if we have to go out and buy them, they're super inexpensive. They're really easy just to add, to remove, to take on, take off as your need arises. So in my experience, these guys are a real game changer when it comes to cord organization. All right, well, that's the list, and I really hope that this has given you some practical ideas and ways that you can eliminate cord clutter from your home. Now, I would love to know, what was your favorite tip that I mentioned? Are there any that you're wanting to implement in your own home? Or is there maybe a tip that you like to use that I didn't mention here? Whatever it is, I would love to hear about it, so be sure to let me know in the comments below. And also, just remember that if you are wanting to implement any of these solutions for yourself, I have linked everything that I used in the video today in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. That's everything for today though, so until next time friends, I'm wishing you all a lovely day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.